Last night, of course, I don't know what got into you, but you actually picked the New York Jets to beat the New England Patriots.
I thought they were the New York Jetropolitans. I made a mistake. I don't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
That was
33-0, I believe, was the score.
That might have been the worst football game I've seen ever. I thought it was absolutely horrendous, terrible, not worthy of my time. And I watched a little of it, and I just couldn't watch anymore.
It was bad. And Sam Darnold was as bad as it got.
Which is crazy because he played well against the Cowboys, Chris. Did he not?
Cowboys aren't the Patriots.
No, I know, but my God. He
and
did
he's
play.
Up and down. I'm not down on him.
No, he's a young guy.
Right.
But after that
it
game,
was bad.
I thought to myself, man, okay, he made a difference when he immediately came back to the Jets, who were without him because he had the mono. So I was like, wow, okay. Maybe they turned the corner. They got a big win against the Cowboys, who were desperate and needed a win. So I thought, okay, Brady and the Patriots are undefeated. Maybe they take the Jets lightly. Maybe the Jets.
Can you admit
none
it?
of it?
Can you admit it?
Admit what?
You were a prisoner of the moment.
No, I just was wrong.
What you just described was the
I was wrong.
Prisoner of the moment. I mean, I couldn't have said it better.
I was wrong.
Nobody could define it better than that.
I was wrong.
They were horrible. Sam Darnold comes back, has one good game, and you thought they were about to beat the defending Super Bowl champions. I mean, that is the epitome of a prisoner of the moment. But I'm gonna let you slide on that. I won't dig in anymore on that.
Yeah, let it go. Just sometimes let it go.
Let's stick with the New England Patriots, though. And Adam Schefter made an interesting comment yesterday before the game. He talked about Tom Brady potentially finishing his career elsewhere. Here he is.
When we talk about Tom and his future, let's look at some simple things. Has he put his home for sale?
Yeah, but
hold on, Steve. Has he put his home for sale? Yes. Has his trainer put his home for sale? Yes. Has he set up his contract to void after the season to become a free agent? Yes. So if he's selling his home and his trainer's selling his home and he's voiding his contract, what does that tell you?
What does it tell you, Rob?
He put it out there. Well, it could be. Maybe Tom will walk after this and maybe try to prove a point that it was about him and not about Belichick by going somewhere else. We saw Joe Montana go to the Kansas City Chiefs. They didn't win anything, Chris, but they got to the AFC
playoffs.
Went to the AFC Championship game.
Yep, he was a Pro Bowler,
right? And he was a pro. He still had something in the tank.
Yep. Peyton Manning, of course.
We saw that. Peyton Manning won a championship.
Team, obviously,
right? Because he was bad.
Right.
At the end,
but he was great his first year in Denver.
Oh, it was unbelievable.
Phenomenal. Broke records. Anyway, you brought that up, Belichick or Brady.
I just think
I think Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback ever. And I think Bill Belichick is the greatest NFL coach ever.
So the cheating doesn't bother you at all? That doesn't affect you?
Not to the point where I don't think he's the greatest.
Okay. I'm just asking.
I'm not going to defend it.
If you found out more, like say he retires or somebody writes a book, and you know the scope of it,
would that was just rampant?
Yeah, and would that change? Would that change your mind? I'm just asking because that book is going to be written. I just want you to know that it hasn't been written yet.
Yeah, I mean, if real talk,
I'm asking you.
Real talk.
Yeah,
are you hearing? Have you heard stuff? Or you just it's just your own?
I'm just. That's my gut feeling.
Serious,
is that
part joking, but okay.
that wouldn't shock me if somebody came out with a book only because of the Eric Mangini stuff. Who was there in?
It would have to change your opinion of it. If it's just, all over the place.
That's what I'm saying. If it was rampant or whatever.
Yeah, if it was rampant, no doubt. But from what I've seen, I think those two are the greatest to ever do it. But, Rob, if I was forced to pick one as to who is the most important to the dynasty, I'm just about always going to go with the player. When you have a star player, it's one thing if they're a team full of role players. But when you have a legitimate star player and a star coach, I'm going with the player. The player is the one on the field. The player is the one making the plays. The player is the one carrying out the plans, doing the execution, taking the hits. It's the player. So I have to give Tom Brady the lion's share of the credit. And if you want numbers, if you want to be an analytics type person about it, here's some basic numbers for you. Tom Brady has had 17 healthy seasons. He's made the playoffs in 16 of them. Bill Belichick has coached 7 seasons without Tom Brady. He has had 2 winning seasons. Of those 7 without Tom Brady, only 2 of them did Belichick's team have a winning record. And only once in those 7 seasons did they make the playoffs. Let me drive it home a little further. Belichick's first year in New England, 5-11 with Drew Bledsoe as a quarterback. And Bledsoe was a good quarterback, multiple-time Pro Bowler. They start off Belichick's second season 0-2. So he's 5-13 in New England. He had just gotten fired from Cleveland years before. It was looking like this guy is not a good head coach. Bledsoe gets hurt. Brady takes over, and the rest is history. They immediately turn around. They go 11-3 and win the Super Bowl. Same team that Bledsoe had led to a 5-13 record, and Belichick had led to a 5-13 record over the previous year. Did Bill Belichick all of a sudden, and I get it if you want to say 5 years ago, in 2008, he's a much different and better coach than he was in 1996 in Cleveland. I get that. But to say he went from, in one season, he went from a 5-11 coach to a Super Bowl coach to a coach who won 3 out of 4 Super Bowls, 4 years, 3 Super Bowls, it's got to be Tom Brady. And I know he's not as pretty with the pass as Aaron Rodgers. I know he's not Pat Mahomes and all that. But the dude is a winner. He's a great passer. He's smart. He's a leader. He can make all the throws. He's accurate. He's tough. Players love him. He's the GOAT, and he is the driving force behind this dynasty we just witnessed.
Only problem
and
I have
still witnessing.
The only problem I have with you is that you're poo-pooing. What is Bill Belichick famous for? Offense or defense?
Defense.
He's a defensive coach.
I'll give you credit.
And the reason that Tom Brady was able to win 3 Super Bowls by throwing 1 touchdown.
Why couldn't Drew Bledsoe?
I'm just telling you.
Vinny
and here's the other part.
Bernie Kosar.
Did he not win 2 Super Bowls as a defensive coordinator with the New York Football Giants? I'm asking you, Chris.
How many defensive coordinators do we praise for Super Bowls? Huh?
Buddy.
Only when you're losing an argument.
Buddy Ryan. No, with the '85 Bears. Was it Mike Ditka or Buddy Ryan that won that?
Ditka.
It was not Ditka. Stop it.
No, Buddy was great, but I'm not.
Chris, at the end of that game,
him a shrine.
At the end of that game, they carried off 2 people after the Bears won the Super Bowl.
Tom
Do you know
Brady
they carried off?
Jim McMahon.
You know who they carried 2 people off? Who they carry off? Do you remember
Buddy
that?
Ryan. And I don't even know who.
And Mike Ditka.
Okay, then Ditka got his credit.
But Buddy Ryan, the defensive coordinator, was carried off. It was that defense. But here's my point. Here's my point. Bill Belichick Brady is in a system, and we've seen Brady win where he hasn't done anything. Shannon Sharp talks about this.
Stop it, because you don't give him credit when he does something and they lose.
No, but
where was that great defense when he threw for over 500 yards against Philadelphia? A backup quarter. You always rip Brady for losing to Nick Foles. No! Belichick was supposed to stop Nick Foles.
But wait a minute.
He didn't get it done. Brady threw for 500 yards.
With 2.5 minutes, though, Brady fumbled the football, gave up the football. Don't you remember that? He didn't protect the football. That's how the Eagles won that game. Brady coughed it up.
Brady
yes or
got
not?
him there.
Did he cough it up?
Nobody plays a perfect game.
All right, he coughed it up when the game was on the line.
Game?
That's all I'm saying.
You really going to say Belichick's more a part of the dynasty?
In this one, I'm telling you, Tom Brady plays a part, but Tom Brady was able to benefit from Bill Belichick's top 10 defenses. It's defense, I'm telling you. That's what wins. And Tom Brady just has to he does his part. I'm not saying, Chris, he doesn't have anything to do with it. But their defense, you got to give it credit. There were games, even when they came back against Seattle, right, and won that game, Seattle didn't score in the second half.
But Brady,
that's the only reason that they were able. When they beat Atlanta, they were able to stop Atlanta in the second half.
What happened for the first 3 quarters?
But I'm talking about where they were able to do at the end.
A game is 60 minutes. And Brady still got to lead those championship drives, whether it ends in a field goal or a touchdown.
But you still have to get stopped. You have to.
That's why I said, look, I'm not going to take anything away from Belichick. I said I think he's the greatest coach of all time. So I'm with you there. I'm just saying if forced to split hairs and pick one over the other, Belichick, who looks, untouchable with Brady, doesn't even have a winning record without him. And it's not a small sample size. It's 7 seasons worth. So that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, under normal circumstances, I'm with you. I'll always pick the player. But in this case, I do believe Belichick and what he's been able to do over all these years and different players and different defenses and not paying the star players, and they continue to do what they've done defensively. I'm going to give it to Belichick.
All right, let's see what you guys think. 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Belichick or Brady, who's the main guy responsible for the dynasty? Let's start with Lou in Detroit. Oh, here we go, Detroit.
Would you stop every time somebody calls in? I don't know, Lou. I don't know everybody in Detroit.
Lou, do you know Rob personally?
It's Belichick. Because, that first Super Bowl, when they beat the greatest show on turf, it was because of their defense. Brady was a game manager.
Brady had 1 touchdown in that game. That's all he had.
And when they beat Philly, he didn't do that much. So you could think Adam Vinatieri. Tom is one of the 5 greatest quarterbacks of all time, but he's not the best.
Who's better?
Better quarterback? I'll take Dan Marino. But he's got Bill Belichick, the best coach of all time.
All right, Lou, there you go. Very succinct. I love that.
Where was that defensive mind against Philadelphia a couple years ago?
It just didn't happen. Hey, Max in Georgia, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Max?
Hey, what's up, Rob? What's up, Chris? Welcome back.
What's up, man? Thank you.
I just got to say, if we could compare the two coach dynasties with the Bulls and MJ and Phil and Tom, MJ and Phil, Tom and Bill, I think the NBA game is much more player-friendly. The system relies more on the player versus the NFL, where it's more coaching. You look at the defense that Belichick runs, there's just no way you can say his resume with Lawrence Taylor, the Giants defense, going to the Patriots. 3 of those first championships were defense and special teams won.
And field goals, absolutely, Max.
Yeah.
Max,
are.
Answer me this, Max. Why has he only had 1 playoff year in 7 seasons without Tom Brady?
Well, 1 year, Chris, they were 11-5 and just didn't make the playoffs.
So what?
They won 11 games.
Short menu.
They didn't
make the playoffs.
Can I ask you, Chris?
Answer me that, Max.
Can I ask you, Chris?
Don't ask me a question. Answer my question.
Well, is that stat the Browns too, or no?
Yeah.
Well, that's my answer then. The Browns.
Okay.
That's what, 2 or 3 seasons?
That's 5 seasons. He made the playoffs once out of 5 years with the Browns. But even with the Patriots, he was 5-13 until he put Brady in, and they win the Super Bowl right away. So Brady doesn't. I mean,
no doubt he's a talented quarterback. There's no doubt. But when you add the two together, you meld them together. That's what we've got. We've got a dynasty that's lasted this long. But I'm waiting for him to play somebody, right, Rob?
That's right. They haven't played anybody.
Max is becoming
Thanks, Max. No, he's not. No, he's not. Hey, Marty in Kentucky, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
Marty, how's River feeling? I'm not letting Rob Parker off the hook. I want to hear River say he's crazy.
No, we love that.
River's getting his bath right now, but I did ask him this morning to talk to y'all, and he said he doesn't have anything to say that he hasn't already said, and Alex couldn't tell you what he thinks.
You must be crazy, Chris Broussard.
Because Belichick is the mastermind. He's playing checkers, and he's playing chess, and everybody else is playing checkers. The man he wanted to replace Brady with is the only other quarterback undefeated in the league right now.
What a great
Marty,
response,
I'm going to ask you
Great
the same
response.
thing I asked Max. Was
What's
Belichick playing checkers all those years when he didn't have Brady as his quarterback?
He got
Was he playing
Cleveland in the
chess when he
playoffs.
had Drew? Yeah, once out of 5 years.
Yeah, but
That's
they
a
were
miracle.
terrible. That was a miracle.
Oh, stop it.
The Browns
What
were
about Drew Bledsoe, a legitimately good quarterback? They were 5
I'm
and
not
13.
taking away from Brady. Brady's very good. I just feel like as long as he's got a very good quarterback, he can get it done better than anybody else. I'm not a Brady hater.
Hey,
right.
Marty, one other thing. Your Odd Couple sweatshirt is on order, so all right, stay tuned.
All right, you got me that XLT.
Yes, sir. You're good.
Good looking out for the tall, skinny guys.
You know that. We got you, Marty. All
All
right.
right, let's go to Brandon in Augusta, Georgia. Brandon, you're on with Chris and Rob.
Hey, what's up, Chris and Rob? How y'all doing tonight?
Man,
Great,
we're doing
man. How are you?
great.
Rob, I don't know how you deal with Chris sometimes.
Oh, man, it's so hard.
Speak more than
I'm the
anything else.
intellectual.
It's so hard.
They're the number 2 defense in the NFL since 2010.
Thank
They won
you.
their first Super Bowls off defense. When they were based off of offense, when Brady threw 50 TDs, they lost in the Super Bowl. Last time they
Oh,
were
that
based
still
off
was
of
a great
offense
team.
versus the Giants, they were a great team, but they didn't win a Super Bowl. Their Super Bowls were off of defense except for that one.
There's no doubt. Look at that call. He stopped quick, Brandon.
No,
your question
Brandon.
about the Browns?
Yeah,
Chris, your question
not
about
just the Browns. Two of those years were with the Patriots.
Can he talk? Let him talk. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Brandon.
give me answer
Go
my.
ahead.
Don't limit it to the Browns.
Right, I got you. Brady was a 6th-round pick. If he was drafted high to the Lions, a high to the Browns, a high to Arizona,
He wouldn't be
would
good.
Would he even be in the league right now? Only one quarterback has won a Super Bowl.
Stop
with 2
it. Bill Belichick was en route to being canned. He had been fired in Cleveland. He was one playoff year in 5 years in Cleveland. And he went 5 and 13 over his first 18 games in New England. He was about to get fired if Drew Bledsoe doesn't get hurt.
You don't know that for sure. You don't know that for
drop.
sure.
Listen. Thank you.
Would you stop?
Let's go to Jeff in Virginia.
Alex,
Jeff,
I'm
you're on
mad
with
at
the
you
Odd Couple.
always.
Rob, sometimes we got to make him feel good. Come on.
Goodness gracious.
Alex, don't let
When
him
I'm
bring
looking
you over to the dark side.
When I'm looking for something, I can't get it. But every time
What
Chris
you mean,
asks
Rob?
for something,
I earned my mic
no,
drops.
what are you talking about?
Rob.
He gives you a Kawhi charity laugh every once a
I
show.
need
twice
love,
a
too.
show.
Hey, Rob.
Do you know LL Cool J?
Hey,
I
Rob.
need love too.
Rob, get Kawhi ready.
All right.
Let's go, Jeff in Virginia. You're on with Chris and Rob.
What's up, fellas? I got my 3 hours now, bro. All right. Listen, coaches coach, players execute. How many times have we heard that? A million times. I think it's close, but wouldn't you love to see these guys separate just for a minute? The best quarterback I ever saw. I'm 53 years old. Ever throw a football was Marino, but he didn't win anything. These guys, this is a dynasty. This is the best of the best.
No, well,
Right,
we know
you're absolutely-
we
this
already
is
know
something
that.
we've never
Look,
seen.
and we
9 Super Bowls.
We already noticed that if you don't win, it's hard for people to put you in that class of being a great. And Dan Marino was a great quarterback.
Right.
I totally agree with you, Jeff. But you can't because he didn't win, whether it was his fault or not.
You're right.
All right, appreciate the call, Jeff. Is that Raj?
Ra in
I'm sorry.
Georgia.
Ra, you're on the Odd Couple.
What's going on, fellas? It's been
What's
a while
happening?
since I talked to you guys. Hey, so listen, I have to go with Belichick on this, and let me explain why. And I'm sorry, Chris. The reason why I go with Belichick, during this Belichick-Brady era, right, there has not been one player that's played with them for more than 4 or 5 years other than Vinatieri and Grump who's going to go to the Hall of Fame. During this time,
And Brady.
Belichick has lost coaches. He doesn't even pick in the first round hardly. His draft picks don't even get rookie contract extensions.
No.
And with that said, the reason why I go with Belichick, even with a 6th-round future Hall of Famer quarterback who is probably the GOAT at that position, he gets the most out of all his players. He gets the most from his players, and he don't always draft in the first round. So I have to give it to Belichick because, again, he loses coaches. He takes on knuckleheads, cuts them. Players don't get rookie extensions.
They don't pay their star players. You know what I mean? They get rid of them before they get their big deals.
Look, I like I said, I think Belichick is the GOAT too. And a lot of you said you think Brady's the GOAT, but Belichick deserves more credit. I can respect that, but I think it's Brady, and I think the record speaks for itself. Let's finish off with Zach in New Jersey. You're on with Chris and Rob.
Hey, what's going on, Chris and Rob?
What's up?
What's going on, guys? I gotta go with Brady, Chris. I gotta agree with you, man.
Thank you.
I've never seen anybody dissect defenses like he does, especially over the course of his career. I mean, yeah, they've always had good defenses and
Don't
stuff
act like
that.
Don't poo-poo it, man. They've had top 10
Hey,
defenses.
hey! I'm not poo-pooing nothing, Rob. Man, I gotta listen to you destroy my Cowboys every week on Undisputed, man. But yeah, man, I gotta give it to Tom, man. He does this thing every year. Every year he's in the MVP conversation.
Yes, words of wisdom. Excellent
and you
call.
you can give him French toast and butter, and he makes them the best receivers in the league.
No
so, I mean,
question.
You know what I'm saying?
No question.
French toast, butter, and the other team's defensive signals. All right, thanks, Zach. Appreciate it.
Hey, it's the Odd Couple. I'm Chris. He is Rob, and we want to encourage all of you to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
That's right. You know, you can listen to us on the radio, and now you can watch us as well, and it's fun.